So for right now, things looks like they're working pretty well at this time. Not seeing any problems with audio so far, although if there are, somebody please tell me. Hop onto the page and say hello. Glad to have everybody and anybody tuning in at this point in time. We got the stream chat functioning on both YouTube and on Twitch. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, complaints, you can either email them to me. Again, that is at the lower right-hand corner of your screen. That's the email address. So go ahead and send those in to us, and we'll take a look and see what's going on throughout the rest of the area for tonight. Again, so far, not much of anything really to cause any problems or concerns, and that's the way it's been for the last several days. We'll take a look at the forecast for Halloween coming up here in just a little bit. If you've never tuned in here before, again, this is Weather Overtime. This is our online video weather blog, keeping you updated with what's going on around the Tennessee River Valley. We cover the area of western North Carolina, North Georgia, northeastern Alabama, and extreme southeastern Tennessee. That's the area surrounding Chattanooga. So if you're in that area, welcome to the show from the News 12 studios on Broad Street, south of downtown Chattanooga. Welcome to the show. If you have any questions, again, drop them into the stream chat function for Twitch or YouTube, and glad to have you along for tonight. And again, so far pretty quiet, but how long will it stay that way? We'll take a look at the forecast, and we've got a lot of extracurricular stuff coming up as well. Start off with a very nice, spectacular, exploding view from fireworks. And this is one of the things I really like about our Weather Window program. We get a lot of pictures from people who send in stuff from festivals and all sorts of other outdoor activities out there. So this was kind of nice to take a look at, because I have never heard of a locomotive chase before, and I certainly have never, unfortunately, heard of the Great Locomotive Chase Festival in Adair, Georgia. So thank you very much, News 12 viewer Chris Dean, for a nice, spectacular, exploding fireworks shot there from Rome, Georgia. That's our Langley Roofing Weather Window picture of the day. If you've got anything to show us through the camera eye, we would love to take a look and see what it is that you're seeing out there. So go ahead and send those in to us. You can drop them to us by email. You can drop them to us on our social media pages in the comments section, and you can go to our main website, wdef.com/photos, if you'd like to send your pictures in there. And as a bonus, on this website, take a look at what everybody else has been sending in for the picture of the day. So please give us an idea as to if you could include a location or a description of some sort. That would help people like me and Chip from having to make something up and getting it wrong. So give us an idea as to what you were looking at, and send those into us as soon as possible. We could use some more of them out there. Temperature today of 82 came within 6 of a record high that has not been broken since 1939. Low temperature this morning of 53. That was 5 degrees above normal, and about 25 degrees or so. 25 degrees above the record low of 28 that has not been broken since 1969. Once again, very dire news where the rainfall situation is concerned. For the month, we have only managed to officially pick up 0.04 of an inch, and we could desperately and definitely use some more on there. And as of right now, we're going to continue to see some dry conditions continuing into the next several days. So for the time being, we have got some very dry conditions overall. And for the year, we are approaching 9.5 below normal for the entire year out there. I think, let me see, normal, yeah, I think to get, let me just double check this, because I was trying to get an idea as to how far behind and to confirm that we were that far behind. And as of right now, I want to check the precipitation with the National Weather Service for precipitation. And for the month, okay, we should be, for the month itself, 0.04 of an inch. Okay, just double checking that number is correct, because I thought we got a lot more rainfall, and maybe we did, excuse me, over the area from Milton and Helene, but we did not manage to make out with anything in the way of much more than 0.04 of an inch. So as of right now, that's about as good as it gets. So in order for us to make up for that, we would need to pick up better portion of about 25 hundredths of an inch plus each day for the remainder of the month for us to make up this deficit, or at least come close to that. So we're pretty well stuck in the very dry conditions out there, and I've got a big feeling at this time that we're going to be seeing some more wildfire risk out there. We'll bring you updates on that as we go throughout the rest of the evening. Downtown Chattanooga, looking off to the northeast around the Dome building and across portions of the area north of MLK Jr. Boulevard. Very much on the quiet side for right now, decently quiet, and will continue to stay that way for the rest of the evening, so we don't have much going on in the way of problems from precipitation. Taking a look again at the area of 153 and 64 on the Plainview Outdoor Advertising Camera. All of these cameras available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network. And again, that is just one of our cameras out there. We'll take a look at a couple more to see what's going on. And we have, again, the potential for nothing in the way of problems with visibility for tonight. Signal mountain lights easily visible all the way out that direction. I-24 traffic through downtown on the Patriot Concrete camera high atop the News 12 Studios antenna. Another look at traffic around 2475. We had some thick traffic earlier. Now everything moving along pretty well in south central Chattanooga. Again on the Tomahawk Crane and Rigging camera for tonight. Chattanooga Theater Center. From the North Shore, lots of folks out and about on the footbridge in Coolidge Park. A few areas out there, some walkers around, some bike riders going on through, but beyond that, it looks like some very quiet conditions on the North Shore. Tennessee River flowing underneath the footbridge and back past AT&T Stadium. We'll talk about conditions there in a few months, depending on how things go with the weather in 2025. From the Boo and the Zoo camera, looking at the lights of Erlanger Hospital back off in the distance, and again, good visibility being seen here. Very dry conditions, at least it was. The humidity's up a little bit as normal for this time of the day when the humidity goes up as the temperature goes down. Dew point temperatures pretty close to the air temperatures, calm winds, clear skies, and some beautiful conditions overall. That'll be staying that way into the course of the next several days, so that could be a bit of a concern for outdoor gardens and things of that nature. What we've got is, again, high pressure doing a very good job of blocking any moisture from heading anywhere close to us at this point. What's left of a front now with that dashed line you see, that's basically just a stretched out area of low pressure sitting across the southeast United States. We do have another cold front on the way. This one is going to again make its way toward our area by Friday. Does not look to be a problem for Friday Night Football, and we'll explain that coming up in just a little bit. Next 72 hours, again, chilly in the morning, low 40s to mid 50s for low temperatures Friday morning. That front gets ready to move through by Friday afternoon and evening, and it looks like it's going to be passing through now. It looks like it's slowing down a little bit, so it will be through by Saturday morning. A lot of clouds out there, a cool-ish morning with temperatures in the high 50s to low 60s for lows. That front should knock our temperatures down a little bit. It looks like our highs by about Saturday afternoon will only be back in the high 70s instead of the mid 80s. That also continues into Sunday, a little bit lower on the temperatures there, and then also looking some mild temperatures coming our way on Sunday. High pressure and control, some clouds, yes, maybe some showers bracketing us, but really not much showing up in the way of rain in the lee of that front. Monday morning, starting off the last Monday of October in the lower 50s for lows, and by Monday afternoon back in the lower to mid 70s. So chances of rain anywhere through the weekend. There's going to be a small chance, and again, as we get into around Saturday afternoon and evening, the computer is putting a little bit of a chance in here. That is about all we've got for now. So the best potential of any rainfall coming our way is a pitifully small chance coming up on Saturday, and that is about as good as it gets for now. So not really seeing much of anything in the way of any concerns for the time being. where it comes to outdoor activities. The warmer weather will continue for the rest of the foreseeable future. Very warm through late October into early November, according to the Climate Prediction Center's short-range forecast. And if you haven't heard yet, again, the medium-range forecast into the rest of November, warm above normal, but only just, not quite as warm as it has been. And beyond that, we are seeing the 3-month forecast, also from the Climate Prediction Center, showing above normal temperatures for November, December, and January. So it looks like things are going to be quite warm around here for the foreseeable future. It also looks like things are going to be decently dry, with not much of anything changing here in the way of precipitation anytime soon. So not great news overall for temperatures. It looks like it could be a mild holiday season. There will be peaks and valleys and dips in the forecast from time to time, no question about that. But there will also be the potential of some much warmer and drier conditions right on into early 2025. How about the tropics? Anything going on there? The remnants of Oscar now up over the Canadian Maritimes and passing around the area of Bermuda, but beyond that, there's really just not that much going on for the time being. Into the rest of the next couple of days, there is the possibility of seeing some activity develop right back over portions of the Leeward Island. There's still some chatter about the potential of something developing here. Otherwise, nothing going on into the tropics anytime soon. This system, again, might make its way into portions of the area of the Caribbean. And there are, again, a lot of social media channels out there that are screaming Category 6 by this time next week. Doubtful on that. It possible, yes. Likely, forecasting around 300 hours out. That's called wish casting, and you want to avoid that at all costs. What the shouting Category 6 people are all about is trying to get people hooked to looking at their website for more information, and then they kind of do like the old newspapers did, to where they would just say, oops, we were wrong, but put it, instead of the front page, they would put it in a tiny little box, about 6-point typeface, somewhere near the want ads in the back of the newspaper, saying, well, we weren't as right as we thought we were going to be. And I will guarantee you that anybody who shouts Category 6 blizzard in 400 hours is not going to apologize or own up to that particular forecast at any point in time, the way they do things. And if they do, I would love to see that, because I haven't seen one of those websites apologize for anything else like that just yet. So little, if anything, going on to really change anything out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day forecast. Beautiful night on Lake Chickamauga. A few folks out and about in portions of the area tonight, sailing around, having a good time from what it looked like. Some fishing going on. Again, a minor chance of some showers coming up as we go into Saturday afternoon and evening. I'm only throwing that in there just because we're surrounded by dry air, and the computer seeing the potential of that area of maybe some showers taking place. We might get a raindrop or two, but I really doubt that we're going to get anything else at this time when it comes to any rain. What this front, the next one, is going to do is going to give us the potential of some nicer weather. We are going to be, again, into tomorrow, very close to about 10 degrees above normal. Normal for this time of the year is about the lower 70s. So we should be getting back to that around the time we hit Monday, and then it's going to warm up again, so it's going to be a pretty toasty Halloween. That forecast in a little bit, but chances of rain, we might see something by November the 1st, maybe, but I think for right now, we are just going to pretty much have to take that out of the forecast, because right now, confidence is not high that we are going to get anything else heading our direction in the way of nicer amounts of showers out there. So not much to tell on that side of things. Okay. Let's take a look at some extracurricular activity for Halloween. And again, saying this with a grain of salt, that looking ahead this far means a lot of changes could take place. So if you want to keep up to date on what's going on with the forecast, you really need to pay attention on a day-by-day basis, because the forecast will change one way or the other. So again, if you want to not be surprised by the forecast, definitely want to keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you updated on that. We do see, again, a mild evening coming up. I remember some Halloweens back in Memphis where it was like 85 with 50% humidity at sundown on Halloween night. Not the best time to be draped up in a great big costume. Know where I speak on that. No rain expected. A new moon on Halloween. What does that have anything to do with anything? It means that there's not going to be any moonlight out there, so it's going to be that much darker and more dependent on street lights, car headlights, flashlights, reflective tape, and parents and adults who are paying attention to the kids they have in their care. Again, watch for, if you're an adult who's driving on Halloween night, watch for kids darting in and out between cars, especially in residential neighborhoods. You won't have anything to worry about with the weather. It's going to be comfortable, almost shirt sleeve weather out there. So it looks like Darth Vader and Tinkerbell or whomever will not have to carry an umbrella or get any rain protection or wear a coat with those costumes. And we all know how uncool that can be. You want to wear the costume in all of its glory for this time of the year, and it looks like it's going to be a good forecast for that. So no major problems being seen for Halloween, so definitely some good news on that. More scary than the costumes is the idea of all the weather misinformation that the internet allows to happen out there. And a lot of people who are either doing it for the clicks, just for the grins and giggles, or because for some reason they really believe this stuff, kind of like flurfers, flat earthers believe the earth is entirely flat, which, by the way, it is not. It's been proven not to be that way. NOAA has taken a proactive step in putting out information to combat misinformation that keeps getting slung around out there. This website from NOAA News and Features that was just issued yesterday has a lot about not only the claims that people make regarding the weather, the fake claims, I should add, are the counter check fact points to where you can read why these things are true or not true. And the great website, thank you very much to NOAA. One more reason to keep NOAA around for those of you who are fans of a certain political party and their project trying to cancel NOAA. NOAA does much more than just talk about climate change, and getting rid of them would be a capital, complete and total backwards mistake. So this is just one example of what goes on where NOAA is concerned. So the talk about, again, cloud seeding to modify the weather, that the government is an active member of trying to change the weather and use it to their advantage in a political fashion. There was a project back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s called Project Storm Fury. Yes, it did seed hurricanes, and the idea that if you seed the interior section right around the eye wall with silver iodide from airplanes, you would get the possibility of those silver iodide particles to latch on to other moisture particles, and that would cause it to rain and cause it to cool off inside the core of the hurricane, and thereby make the hurricane less dangerous. There were some interesting discoveries out of that, but it didn't lead to anything, and there is no program right now that is actively seeding hurricanes to make them stronger, to make them less strong, to alter their path, etc., at mind-bending, etc., whatever it is. I like it really entertains me in the way to talk about the idea that people are saying that the chemtrails in the atmosphere are designed to cause an effect on us humans here on the ground. Now, ask a chemtrailer what that effect is, and you'll get a different answer for every chemtrailer that is out there. They are supposed to make us overly stimulated. They're supposed to make us stupid. They're supposed to make us smart. They're supposed to make us dumb. Everything else like that. Not one bit of anybody involved in that conspiracy theory can actually say that that is what is happening, because, like the flat earth, they have no proof that there is anything such as a flat earth. So this is a way for you to steel yourself against misinformation online. Websites like this from NOAA helping you to be a good weather and science consumer, this is a really great opportunity. We've posted the information on our website, but you can also get there by going to NOAA.gov and finding out more on their news and features section if you'd like to go there for that. All right, what else can we tell you about here? Okay, for tomorrow night, looking pretty good for Friday Night Football. It's going to be a warm start. Going to be a mild finish for Friday night, but the winds, not a problem with the passing game, so looking very nice all the way on through. Very pleasant. Take the jacket along for the end of the game. You probably will need it by the time the lights go out, but other than that, not bad. And sunset tomorrow will be at 6:53 p.m. So knowing this, what exactly are we looking at for Brian Armstrong, our intrepid sports department reporter? Seemed to get, for a period of time back in about August and September, was hitting a shower of some sort every single week. Well, for right now, Mr. Armstrong should be very happy because we're not seeing any rain whatsoever, even close to the area as we go toward Friday night. So hopefully Brian will be a smiley face out there and he'll have a good report for you coming up. Now, for those of you who are not fans of football and are instead looking forward to baseball, I'm a big baseball fan myself, and I know it's past the season, the World Series coming up, but it is a neat opportunity to take a look and see that baseball returns in less than half a year, 167 days until opening day at AT&T Field, as the Lookouts take the field there. I'm not too sure who they're playing, but less than 180 days to go, so through winter, early spring. April 8th, Tuesday, will be opening day in downtown Chattanooga, and really looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather cooperates for that. So for tomorrow morning at the bus stop, bundle up the kids again. It will be a chilly start. Not quite as cool as the last couple of mornings, but it will be noticeably on the chilly side across much of the area. And that includes, again, also for if you're going to take the puppers out for a stroll, this is where we could see a bit of a chill for you. The dogs with the fur, probably not so much. Thanks to News 12 viewer Kathy Caldwell from Cleveland for a view of Cookie Monster, our pupper picture of the day on the Rough Cuts Dog Grooming of Cleveland, Tennessee dog walking forecast. If you've got pictures, we'd love to see them at wdef.com/dogwalk for more. And temperatures will be mild toward mid to late morning, but it's going to be a while before those temperatures warm up, so I would keep the jackets handy just to be on the safe side. Please remember, and this will be coming up next weekend, if you have this on your schedule, great. Excuse me, the National Weather Service was going to have an open house back in late September, but then a storm named Helene arrived. The National Weather Service covers all of the United States, and National Weather Service Morristown covers the northeastern quarter of our News 12 viewing area. Morristown, Peachtree City, Georgia, Huntsville, Alabama, and Nashville, Tennessee. We're covered by 4 different National Weather Service offices, and the National Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee will be holding a rescheduled open house coming up next weekend, Saturday, not this weekend, but next weekend, November the 2nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That'll be in Morristown at the National Weather Service at 5974 Commerce Boulevard. Totally free. Great opportunity to get out and meet the National Weather Service. If you think NOAA doesn't do anything or all they talk about is climate change, here's your chance to be able to show up and see what NOAA does through the National Weather Service. Watch a balloon launch, talk to the meteorologist, talk to the agencies, law enforcement, and otherwise that depend on the information from the National Weather Service. When that certain political project talks about getting rid of NOAA, they will be talking about getting rid of the National Weather Service and replacing it with a private forecast agency. Replacing it after all of what NOAA has done and grown to do in the last, say, 50, 60 years, that's a very wide order to say all we have to do is just get rid of NOAA and there won't be a problem anymore. Well, I think we need to think a lot more about that, especially the people who are in this project and trying to say all we have to do to cancel anything involving climate change is just muzzle NOAA or make it go away. There is not one private forecasting firm out there, including the one the project wants to replace the National Weather Service with, that can do anything in the way of what NOAA can do. Hurricane forecasting, severe weather, local safety through the National Weather Service, marine debris and research, oceanography, anything like that. Not one private forecasting firm out there can do what NOAA does. And before you start talking about canceling it, a lot of you out there who believe in that project and are in charge of that project, no matter how much you deny it, we know it's out there and we know of what they want to do. And this is the wrong answer to cancel this agency, along with a lot of other stuff that goes on there. So when you go to the ballot box, this is something to consider when you choose who's going to be running our country, because a lot of bad information is out there, and some from some very high-level people who honestly should be ashamed that they do not know better, or in fact do know better, and are doing this for political or monetary gain, whatever it is. Canceling NOAA is the wrong answer, complete and total, and I don't have any shame in telling everybody about that. I don't consider that to be a political statement. I don't consider that to be anything in the way of bias, because I depend on this agency to give me information to pass along to you during severe weather. So for anybody to consider canceling this and saying, oh, well, we'll just put a private forecasting firm in charge, not one private forecaster out there can do what NOAA does. So please rethink. If you want to cancel NOAA, rethink. Go to this open house. National Weather Service doesn't have them that often. Your opportunity to learn more about what is going on, and a great opportunity that does not come around that often. I'll try to be there myself, depending on what the schedule is going to do. We'll let you know more about that a little bit later on. All right, our friendinroofing.com weather poll of the day. And this one is also something that I would expect people to have a concern about in regards to, again, calling out fraud. Way back about 2007, I want to say, the National Weather Service started issuing freezing fog advisories. We hadn't had them up until about that point. Well, we started getting emails and phone calls saying, you're making that up. You just want to frighten people for viewership and ratings. We are not. It was a real thing. The National Weather Service issued them. We passed them along. It was not the news media doing it. It really is kind of a bother that people can sit out there and say, oh, well, you're just making it up. Everybody tells me to do my research. Do your research and find out when and why the National Weather Service started issuing stuff like freezing fog advisories. Now, what does that have to do with this? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that will say, oh, well, like the polar vortex, you just made that up in the last few years to scare people. Some conservative talk radio hosts really put their size 15 feet in their size 9 mouth by saying things like that. The polar vortex, which I'll tell you right now is not the right answer to this question, is a real thing, and it's been studied for decades. And that was proven by showing the Journal of the American Meteorological Society, the bulletin, I should say. That, again, is something that could have been solved very easily, but a lot of pundits out there decided to say, oh, you're lying about this. Moving on. Well, no, we're not lying about this. It is a real thing. Like this, a storm system that drops 24 millibars of pressure in less than 24 hours. What is that known as? A cold core low, a polar vortex, a meteorological bomb, or a +1 level cyclone? Well, 58% of you said meteorological bomb, and that is the correct answer. So congratulations on the majority picking out the answer there. It's actually an interesting study because I remember learning about this back when I was taking meteorology classes at the University of Kansas. Sanders and Guyacum, they were the authors of the study. So again, that is something to take a look at about studying the atmosphere. One more thing that NOAA does if you'd like to know more about that instead of just saying they do nothing but climate change. Thanks to friendinroofing.com for being our web sponsor. If you'd like to vote in our poll, new one drops at midnight, wdef.com/vote now for more, or use the handy-dandy QR code on your screen for more information about that. Star Party, the open house at the National Weather Service this next weekend. Weekend after that will be the next Star Party from the Barnard Astronomical Society at Harrison Bay State Park in Harrison, Tennessee at 7855 Bay Marina Circle. You don't have to bring your binoculars or the telescopes. The BAS will have everything there for you. More information, and if it has to cancel because, again, of bad weather, you'll find out more on their social media pages and at their website, barnardastronomy.org, for more details on that. So a great opportunity, again, to learn more. Also, one more check about this. Coming up tomorrow night will be the second to last performance of Scenic City Shakespeare's performances of Macbeth. For those of you who are superstitious, we'll go ahead and call it the Scottish play, so you don't have to worry about this. But again, should be perfect weather for Friday and Saturday. The shows begin at sunset at Greenway Farms. More information and tickets available at their website, sceniccityshakespeare.org. A good opportunity, again, to see one of Shakespeare's finest murder mysteries, so to speak. Wish I could be there myself, but unfortunately won't be able to get out there this time around. So looking very good for that. Friday Night Football, for everything else. Hopefully everybody has a really great time out there. I will be in Lookout Valley at the elementary school coming up as we go into tomorrow's Weather in the Classroom. And if you'd like to have us in your classroom, all you have to do is go to our website for Weather in the Classroom at wdef.com/weather for more information. I think that's it. We covered pretty much everything, and we're just over a half an hour. I didn't think we would have enough to talk about for tonight, but obviously things worked out pretty well. We'll talk more about what's going on with the weekend forecast early tomorrow afternoon. Got kind of a fruit basket upset schedule coming up again tomorrow, so we'll talk more about it on a earlier weather overtime on Friday. Questions, concerns, ideas, whatever you've got, again, email address at the bottom of the screen at aonic@wdef.com. Website at the bottom of your screen, again, wdef.com/weather. We'll have more on your forecast again tonight on News 12 at 11. Chip Chapman's got your forecast bright and early on Friday morning, starting at 5 a.m. on the morning show. Amelia Greer has all the news for you, and I'll be back tomorrow afternoon after I get done at Lookout Valley Elementary. Live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek. Thanks for joining us, and stick around for more with News 12 on air and online.